Quiet quitting. What do you know about quiet quitting? It's something that occurs for many, many years. Probably before it had different names in the corporate and big companies space and work frame. But right now it's a trend. It's very big, especially after the COVID era and the lockdowns. And we need to know a lot about it because probably it's something that it preoccupies you, it concerns you, or maybe not you as an employee, maybe it concerns you as an employer, but it's really important to know it if you want to have a good career and if you want to have a successful business. So let's see what exactly it is, the quit quitting. First of all, it's the definition for quit quitting is that you're doing the minimum necessary that is described in your job, and you don't go beyond or above this description, this job description, and you don't show any ambitious, you don't show any voluntary desire to do something more in order to go higher in your company and also to provide a better performance in your company, to give better results for the sake of the company. And that's what happens, and it is noticed more and more by the days, especially after the big COVID lockdowns. So let's see some of the specific characteristics of the quit quitting. These are the key points that happen today, and it's good to know them because maybe it's something, as I told you before, concerns you either as an employee or as an employer. So the first thing is that quit quitting means that for some people, it means that you want to set specific boundaries because you had enough of the companies demanding you to have overworking hours. You had enough, you want to set boundaries, and so you just use this technique to protect yourself from this overworking culture. The second thing is that it exposes this overworking culture that exists in the corporate universe for the last, 40 years, the 4 decades. It has become a great ethos. If you work much, that shows you're a good person and you're interested in your work and you're a good employee. And how do you show your faith and your value to the company? By working more than it is discussed and it was agreed between you and the company. So now people want to stop that. Another thing is that the quit quitting right now, it was really, really greatly triggered by the lockdowns, the COVID. People were forced to stay at home, and so they started realizing that life has other rhythms outside the work. They stopped having this busyness, always running, always thinking for the job, working many hours, staying, doing just the minimum at home and having the minimum relations with their friends, families and peers at home. So all this became the opposite. People stayed at home, they were poised, just had time to think, they had time to do other things, to have discussions with their friends, their people, doing other things than working, cooking, having hobbies, discussing and staying at home, thinking, reading, everything. This made them realize that they were missing something while they were overworking in the past, and they didn't want that more. And of course, great quitting also is connected with the great resignation. Quiet quitting is connected with the great resignation, but we'll talk about that in another video. So also, for many, many employees, doing the quiet quitting is a survival tactic. Exactly because they work too much, because their companies and their business demand them to work too much, and they have exaggerated demands for those employees. But at the same time, those employees are afraid to quit their job, or they're not ready to go to another job. They don't want to miss what they have right now. Well, the survival tactic is to do the quiet quitting, do the minimum possible, just waiting to see what will be their next step in their career. And for many other people as well, this is a way to protest for all these negative conditions that exist in some companies. Overworking, stressful environment, feeling it's environments that they don't have an actual leadership that's based on human values, and people find that this is a way to protest. Also, quiet quitting may be beneficial for the employee's productivity. Sometimes when you don't have too much and you decide to focus on the minimum necessary to do, probably you have the opportunity to refocus and recenter your attention to those things that are really necessary for you to perform and produce for your job description. And sometimes it's a good thing because you're not assigned many different things that you have to make them happen in a very small amount of time, which is probably human impossible, but you have the time to focus only on one specific topic and objective, and then start working on that objective and actually have very positive results for that. So that's a very nice thing for quiet quitting. It's probably repurposing the object of your work, which is great and something that many companies would like to have in general, not into the frame of quiet quitting, but as a new strategy and as a new policy for directing the creativity and productivity and performance of their employees. Another thing is that if someone follows quiet quitting, this could be indication of a switching in their mindset, that they don't want to work in that framework and they don't want to have this kind of working environment anymore, or this is not the objectives they want to work for. They seek something different. And the quiet quitting is a great opportunity or a necessary condition for them to make them realize that now I need to think that I want something different, probably a different environment or a different objective, which leads us to the last feature of this presentation, that quiet quitting may indicate you or may be the trigger that will alert your consciousness to realize that now it's time for you to make a career transition. Now probably you don't want to be where you are and you want to do something else. Probably another topic, another objective, another domain of work, or another environment, working environment, or even set up your own business. So it's not something that has only negative points, as you may see probably in the internet and you read greatly about it, but it's something. It's a phenomenon, it's a business phenomenon we need to take under serious consideration. It can provide great opportunities for us. Let's think about it, either you're an employee or an employer, and you can always discuss that with your success coach. So Coach Panagiota here, claim your free coaching session with me below and see what we can do about dealing with quiet quitting for you, your business, or your employees.